Good morning. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller. And today I'm going to be doing a what sold, which would be for the 4 days last week, February 7th through the 10th. We're moving along in sales. You know, this last week was still, it's okay. But y'all, I sold 4 things yesterday. That's like a new thing for me. So what did I do this morning? I woke up and started cross-listing clothes to Plush. I've got about not quite 100 done yet. So that's going to be my thing because, you know, when we have our lows on one platform, I'm hoping that if I have enough stuff cross-listed, I'll be good. So that's what I'm doing. And for the most part, there's no way that these other platforms will ever, I think, compare to eBay, just because I think I just hit 8,400 listings on eBay, which is sad because I sold 4 yesterday. But it is what it is. You got to keep remembering the big picture. The big picture, I'm fine. And I say that because we made a conscious decision when we got married that we were not going to have debt. So we've just stayed that way. The only debt we really have is our home, and like I've mentioned before in many other videos, that this is why I am scaling up and, you know, doing the things I'm doing because I want to pay off my mortgage in the next 3 to 4 years. So, you know, we are somewhat followers of the Dave Ramsey plan. So, you know, other than I do use credit cards each month to pay for the business stuff. And then I pay it off at the end of the month, always. Never have a balance carried over. So, but I listed this morning on Poshmark. I'm trying to get all that figured out. I haven't sold anything on there yet. So I have no idea how all that works. But I've heard lots of clothes sellers love that platform. So I'm doing it. Let's do it, right? On eBay, as far as that 4-day time period, I did keep a tally over there. I did sell 7 clothing items. We have about 800 items listed. So I'm hoping getting it over on Poshmark will also help get more clothing sold. We processed tons of clothes yesterday. My son has been working with us, and so we're getting more done with clothing. And yesterday, while they were working on clothing, I just kind of stood down here and kept processing. And I processed, I think, about 75 items or listings. Now, I didn't list them, but I did everything except list them. So, you know, we got a lot of work done this week. So, you know what? When it's slow in one area, ramp it up, ramp it up. And that's what we're doing. All right, I think that's all I was going to talk about before. All right, let's get to my sales. You know, I had nothing grand and big, but a lot of above my bread and butters. How about that? All right, this first item is a puzzle that we picked up the first time we ever went to Finders Keepers. The only time we ever found anything there, but nevertheless. So we paid $1 for this, and I took a best offer of $9. They were new sealed. Let me tell you a story about this one. This is a Vtech spin and light flashlight. Sold it for $7.15. The other day, the person received it, sent me the worst message out the right off. You're a liar and much more. Because she gave it to her child and it didn't work. So sometimes I can get a little emotional, but I always go to Robert because Robert tells me, calm down in a nice way. And then usually I'll type something up and he'll help me take out the stuff that probably shouldn't be there. But I just nicely sent her a message back. Did you install batteries? Because according to postal regulations, I don't ship batteries in my stuff. Once upon a time, it was that way. I'm not sure if it's still that way, but I just don't ship batteries in my stuff unless it's the little button ones. I mean, she sent me message after message, just getting angrier and angrier. And finally, when I sent her a message saying, did you put new batteries in it? Did you check to make sure the batteries were put in properly? She hadn't put batteries in it at all, and sent me a short message, of course, saying I'm sorry. But lesson learned. All of my toys now that require batteries, I try to list it in the listing, but I don't always remember. But from now on, you know, I pack everything in bags. I've got a sticker. Robert made me some stickers on the Dymo that says batteries not included, and I'm just going to stick it on every bag when I ship it, so that they know that there's no batteries included and they need to put batteries in it. But I don't understand people who just have to be aggressive and hateful off the bat. All right, this is a Goond Yellow Rabbit plush. I think I picked this up recently. Can't remember. It is from 1989, and I sold it for $17.95. This is a Goond Groundhog. I think this came from our sourcing trip to the Goodwill bins. It's 6 inches tall, and I sold it for $8. This is Goosebumps Terror in the Graveyard Game. Robert picked this up at an estate sale. I think we paid either $1 or $3 for it. I don't remember. It was missing like one piece. A lot of the pieces inside were unpunched, which means it hadn't really been played with. But right here, oh yeah, it was missing the headless ghost piece. So yeah, I did have the price a little bit under what others were selling it for, but the fact that mine was unpunched and mostly didn't look like it had been played with, I kept it up there a little bit, and I sold it for $29.66. These are pound puppies, but they're the mini farm animals. I had this lot together. Well, there was a dog and a cat, a larger pig, but even the large pig is little. I mean, these are like 1.5 inches long. And then these 2 horses. I took a best offer of $7 for this, but the person only wanted this horse right here. And so I said, fine, just send me an offer, put in the comments that it's just for this particular horse. And I told them I would charge shipping of $4. And they were happy. I just relisted the rest of them. Actually, I found a few more in our sourcing stuff, and I've actually split it up into 2 more lots. So sometimes you got to do that. And I always keep a PDF copy of when they've sent me an offer, and it has, you know, instead of ending that listing and making another one, if it's this kind of low dollar stuff, it wasn't $7. It was $12 just for the little horse. $12 plus $4 shipping. But a lot of times I'll keep a PDF that shows that that was the only thing. I've never had a problem with somebody coming back and saying, I didn't get everything in the picture, because, you know, they're happy to get that one thing that they wanted. Now, if it was a big dollar thing, then I don't think I would do that. I would redo the listing for them, so that, or like that GSP order that I showed last time. You know, I took pictures of everything and made it in one picture. But $12 for the horse. This is just a Fisher-Price Lovey shaped like a monkey, and I sold it for $8.05. This is a vintage bulldog plush. Had the plastic orange eyes. No tag. So I've said this before. A lot of times these take a little bit longer because it's got to be that one person using the keywords that you used to find it. But I did sell the dog for best offer of $15. This is from an estate sale we went to, I think 2 weekends ago. There was nothing there, and we walked all the way through, and on our way back out the door, there was a coffee table with a few books on it. Robert picked this up. There were 2 listed for like $55 and 2 that had sold for about $55. So I listed it for $59.95 because mine had a dust jacket, and it sold within an hour. So, you know, you got to have the mentality that I listed it the perfect price and the perfect person was looking for this. Otherwise, you can drive yourself nuts thinking, well, could I got 69 or could I have gotten 79? But it was a book on precision hole location. 60 bucks. These were some boots that Robert picked up earlier in the year. He picked up 2 sets of these tactical type military boots. First one sold right away. This one's taken a while, but I did end up selling it for $35.95. I picked these up at an estate sale. I want to say I paid $1 for the whole bag of them, but they just look real to me. Strawberries. I just put plastic, decor, fake, all of that in the keywords. And I ended up taking a best offer of $8 on them. Get them gone, right? This is a play-by-play plush bear, kind of dressed like a jester. 13 inches. I sold it for best offer of $10. Right now, in my brain, I think, all right, I've paid $1, maybe less for a lot of this stuff. And a lot of times, you know, there aren't comps for me to compare these two. So I'll put $19.95 or $24.95, or if it's something I just think is adorable, I'll put $49.95 on it. And then I wait to see. And this has been listed a while. So when I got a best offer of $10 on it, I was like, take it, take it. It's not hurting my feelings at all because I know I've made profit on it and it's, you know, just another plush out the door. This is a Walmart Shaggy Bear, 15-inch plush. Again, I took another best offer of $10 on it. I'm all about the $10 plush. I picked this up, I believe, at a consignment sale. I think I paid $3 for it. It was still wrapped in its ribbon, hadn't been used. It's by Little Journey. The inside was like a Sherpa type fabric. And I ended up taking a best offer of $32 on it. I picked up a doll, I believe at an estate sale. The doll actually went to my booth. I think the outfit that was on it has already been listed. And then there were these shoes. So I went ahead and listed the shoes. They did have their laces. I think a lot of times these Cabbage Patch Kids also get sold for the My Child doll. But because I knew this came on a Cabbage Patch, I just left it at that. I sold it, I think, the same day I listed it for best offer of $8. So definitely keep your eyes open for the clothes and the shoes that are on these vintage dolls. Now, some of the dolls are okay too, but this was just a plain. This, I believe, I picked up at the sourcing trip to the St. Louis bins. I picked up a bunch of action figures. It took me a while to get this one. Google was not my friend for a while, and then I finally got something that led me in the direction of this, but it was from EverQuest, The Ruins of Kunark. He was an Ixar warrior. No clue what any of that is, but there was a comp. I think it was like on Terra Peak or something, and so I listed it a little bit high, and I got an offer relatively quick for $38, which I accepted. This was also from our sourcing trip, this last one. I thought it was adorable. It was a little 8-inch, obviously, Ronald McDonald doll. But when I went to take its clothes off, I realized it was Madame Alexander. And some of them were listed for like $150, $200, the ones that were still in the box. Unfortunately, mine didn't have shoes on. And, you know, there was another one listed for like $40 that had one shoe on. So I went up a little bit above that and then waited to see what I was going to get. And it sold relatively quick also. I took a best offer of $30 for him. But adorable. I should have known. The quality was just amazing. Chuck E. Cheese, pick them up all the time. Anytime you see them. I mean, this one was only from 2014. I've sold some of the older vintage ones. Like the chef, I think I sold it for $101. So it's just something that collectors like to get. This was just one that was kind of like a superhero. and I sold him for $7.50. This is a Vermont teddy bear. I've had a couple of people ask about them. This one was actually smaller. A lot of times they're like this big and they're heavy. They're jointed, their heads, arms, legs all move. A lot of times they have cute little outfits on them. If they have outfits on, they sell for a whole lot more. But usually I get like $10 to $12 for them. But this one was only 11 inch, had this cute outfit, and I sold it for best offer of $12. This is Animal Alley, just a cute white cat, 16 inch. It had little sparkles and it's like tinsel in the fur. Had it listed for a relatively long time, so I kept dropping the price, and finally sold it for $8.96. These are just two little Aurora pony horse plush. Told you a lot of times on these, they're like 6 inches tall. I like to put them in small lots, and I ended up selling these for best offer of $8. But again, most of these I get at the bins, so I've probably maybe got a quarter in them, maybe. I find this on once in a while. This is a knit dog. It's from American Greetings, and his name is Boofle. I've probably had 6 or 8 of them in my time as a reseller. But, you know, I think it's just one of those plush that once your child is connected to it, then parents start looking to find a replacement. I ended up selling this Boofle for $17.95. This is a viewer sale, so thank you very much, Tammy. She bought my Hanover Foods bean plush for $8.05. I'm working on trying to figure out to get stickers and thank you cards and all of that stuff. You know, it's just something I need to get going working on. And we talk about it and then we get busy with life. So I've got a couple of leads to see what I can get going on that. I like to pick up vintage Christmas. I bought a bunch at an estate sale this weekend. And usually they have them priced like 50 cents or $1. Because I don't think they realize a lot. These were like 1/2 inch ball ornaments. So it would probably be for like a mini tree if you were going to use them. The packaging had lots of wear. These were from Kmart, but I think people use things like this. They have these wonderful, I'm in some of these Christmas groups on Facebook just to kind of keep my eye out for stuff that's trending. And they set up these elaborate displays of just vintage stuff, but it's still in its packaging. You know, it's the shiny bright boxes and just all of that type of stuff. I try to keep my prices relatively high on this and just, again, see what the market's going to do. But I ended up selling these 2 little packages for $26.95. I'm sure I probably paid maybe 50 cents or $1 for them. And the also thing is, see, you can see here, these were 58 cents at Kmart. I leave them on. A lot of collectors like that. But I did this with a different package one time of ornaments, and the person was like, how dare you sell this to me? If you paid, they were only $8 at TJ Maxx, and so you should only be selling them to me for $8 or less. So you've got those, but for the most part, collectors love to see the original prices still on stuff. These are just, I like to pick up t-shirts and underwear that are still in their package at yard sales and estate sales. I think I paid $3 for this. My son was going to use them and then he never did, so I just went and took them back. But these were some crew neck shirts that are in foliage green, 3 pairs, and I sold them probably the same day I listed them for $16.95. This is Dakin Odie. That's just an odd picture. I'm not sure why I chose that to be the first one. But he is a 7-inch plush, but he had the suction cup thingies on his hands, I guess to put like on your car window. I ended up selling him for $13.06. These are Fisher-Price Snap-in locks, Snap-in style locks. there's a whole doll series, and you just click the clothes onto them. There's boys and girls and babies, but this is for the Minnie Mouse set. And I think I picked these up in 2 different places, and then I just made a bigger lot. But I ended up taking a best offer of $12 for it. But whenever I see these even loose, I end up buying them, and then I just keep them in an area. I have little boxes. I talk about this. I've got little boxes that are just Imaginext or Thomas, and as I find stuff, I throw them in there. This is Dakin from 1978. Cute little pink elephant. Again, I put nutshells in the thing because there's nutshells in the stuffed animal, and I ended up selling him for best offer of $18. This was a surprise, kind of a surprise. I know to look for Gons. They're called Googles. Now, usually they're a platypus. That's the one that I'm most familiar with, and usually they're bigger. Definitely, I'll try to remember to put a comp up here of them. They do really, really well. They're in the Heritage Collection series, but they're just kind of like a flat-bodied plush. This one was a small little 9-inch lamb. Again, it says Google's on the tag. I listed it high. There was none like it, mostly just the platypus, and I think there was one other animal. But again, I got an offer of $24, and I decided to take it. So $24 for just a little 9-inch plush. I sold this once already, just like a week or so before this one sold. But the person sent me a message saying it was missing the top. Let me show you. I can't even tell you. This thing right here, I guess there's supposed to be a lid on that so that when the water comes through the percolator, it just kind of spreads the water out so it's not dumping straight in there. I didn't know enough to know that that was missing. She had sent me a best offer of $30, and then she wanted to cancel because she just didn't know if she could find that cup or the top. I went ahead and relisted it and put in there that it's missing the lid to that inside fixture. Same price, ended up selling it for $36.75. I contemplated parting it out, but I just decided I'll try this one more time. That way I didn't have to take new pictures or anything, and it sold. I just bought another percolator too. Definitely something I'm going to be keeping an eye out for, because I think I paid $3 for this at an estate sale. I love Toy Story. Love it. I've seen smaller ones. This is the 3 peas in a pod, but this was the 18-inch plush, and it zips up, and there's these 3 little peas sitting in there. There's a smaller version also that I have found before, but I ended up selling this for $13.75. I just thought it was adorable. This is Russ Muffin, and he's a Bichon Frise. I think that's how I've always pronounced it. I could be wrong. It comes in varying sizes. There's little ones and then there's larger ones. This was the 6-inch one. Usually when I'm doing measurements of plush, I do head to foot. I know other people do like nose to behind. Whatever you do, I have a picture. Usually it's my last picture, and I show how I'm measuring it. So somebody looking at this would know the 6 inches means from foot to head. But these are very popular. I have found these quite a lot. But this muffin sold for $22.95. This is from Hug Fun. I love that brand. It's just nice quality. This was a bear. He was a flat, like pillow plush, 22 inches long. And I sold him also for $22.95. And then this was a Walmart plush lamb, had cute little teal feet, and it sold for a best offer of $24. So I guess my big sell, probably, I guess the coffee pot. Nope, the EverQuest. Nope, that book. Robert's book, $59.95. And then the action figure for $38. But I also have sales for Facebook, Bonanza's been crazy for me. 4 in that 4-day period. I think I've had about 20 some sales since January on Bonanza. So something's working over there. And then I have two for Etsy, and I don't hardly have anything listed there. All right, this first one is Fisher-Price, The Puzzle Place. Now there's a whole series of characters. Kiki is the only one coming to mind right now. And then there's this cat and there's a dog. This is the cat. I think I've just recently sold the dog also. But I sold this for $9. They're from Fisher-Price, so of course you know I'm going to love them. This is brass candlesticks. They had a 3-inch square base and it sold for $9. Still selling that brass, and no, I haven't got any more listed that I said I was going to. This was from Finders Keepers also. We paid $1 for this, and I ended up selling the backpack for $10. I love this. I found this a few times. This is Gund Peeper's cat. He's 8-inch. He comes in, I think, a couple of sizes also. Sold him for $7. These were just some miscellaneous Christmas ornaments. I think I bought a box. And like these 3 just kind of seemed similar, you know, bears and everything. So I put them together, sold them for $8. This is an American Girl Golden Retriever dog. Sold it for $7. And then this was a Scentsy superhero bear for $12. Now these are my 4 Bonanza orders. I sold the Thai Beanie Boos for $6.95. This is a Rust tabby cat. Her name is Prudence. I have sold this several times. She's very popular, but very hard to find. $24.95. She's just this big round. Well, and she comes in different sizes too. This is Oster Kitchen Center Pasta Accessory Kit. I think we bought an Oster that I have parted out, and then this was with that lot. It's just these little die thingies here. Just different accessories you can use with that thing. Pasta cutter, pasta maker. But it sold for $19.95. And then this candle, I've forgotten I've listed it. I'm glad it's sold now while it's still cold, relatively in most areas. But this was Sad Sam. It was a birthday candle, and it sold for $14.95. But definitely come maybe May or June, if you've got candles listed, you might want to reconsider that unless you've got a way to ship them where they won't melt. This Fisher-Price Puffalums. I got these at the Goodwill bins in St. Louis. Loved them. Clean, beautiful tags, as you can see right here in the picture. Oh, it doesn't let you scroll in like I'm used to. But sold them on Etsy for $37.95. This is Heartline Reese's Bear Plush, 16 inches. He's from my online estate sale that I did through High Bid, and he sold for $29.95. So I think it was relatively a really good 4-day period for a slow month. I'm still okay, you know. I'm still okay. Just keep working, keep positive, you know, work towards goals. In my brain, I need to make make enough, pay my bills, you know, but I'm working again now for 4th quarter, you know, work to 4th quarter because I sell toys. So 4th quarter is supposed to be my biggest, you know, quarter for the year. Not so much last year. All right, let's all get to work. I've got more stuff to process. Bye.